ESPN just ranked their top 50 biggest draft steals of the last 10 years. We're going to talk Vikings, and we're going to do our own. All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus. ESPN dropping I love these type of articles, by the way, draft steals. They did their top 50 biggest draft steals of the past 10 years. 4 Vikings made the list.
Wow.
So what we're going to do in this episode, we're going to talk about the 4. We're going to take them out of it, and then we're going to rank our top 5, not counting those 4. So it's going to be fun.
It is. It's going to be a great time. And speaking of a great time, become a YouTube member of the Onebar and Lupagus show. Why? Well, you get exclusive content, and you also get entered into a drawing every single month for some Onebar and Lupagus swag. Also, comment and like on the videos. And for God's sake, if you haven't yet subscribed, do it. Do it.
Lupagus loves being entered. Yes, we got tons of YouTube members. So saddle up. Tons.
Tell me that.
Don't be foolish. And also, hey, we're going live tomorrow. It is horned up tomorrow, Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Be there. Be square. All right. So ESPN dropped theirs top 50. So there were some rules. Cannot be a first round pick, and it doesn't include this year, which would be stupid anyways. Doesn't make sense. So can't be a first rounder. So ESPN, they had 4 Vikings. We'll rattle through them quick. Stephon Diggs, they had at 7. Daniil Hunter, they had at 30. Dalvin Cook, they had at 35. And Brian O'Neill, they had at 49. Thoughts?
Well, I do appreciate the fact that 4 Vikings are getting recognized. Sometimes Vikings do tend to get looked over. Not really the order I would go with, but you can't argue with them. They're all steals, and they're all pretty damn big steals.
Okay, Diggs should have been higher than 7. Daniil Hunter should have been higher than 30. Cook, fine at 35. O'Neill should have been higher than 49. Yep. And Eric Kendricks doesn't even make the list. They even had guys at the end. You're like, who just missed the cut? He wasn't even on that list.
Which is absolutely insane to me. But yeah, I mean, I know we're going to do our own order here in a little bit, but I mean, Diggs, a 5th round pick. And I don't know, you said they had their own rules. Well, the lower the pick, the higher the ranking. I mean, was that part of it too? Because I feel like Diggs being a 5th rounder really helps his overall status. I mean, you can definitely factor in his diva-ish attitude and shit like that, but he's a dynamic, one of the best receivers in the game. Getting him in the 5th round for the Vikings was a huge steal.
Well, yeah, I mean, they had Cooper Kupp above him. I mean, I don't know. That doesn't make sense. I mean, Cooper Kupp was what, a 2nd, 3rd round guy?
I think he was a 2nd round pick, yeah.
I don't know. That one doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. So what we're going to do, we're taking those guys out of the equation. They're out of here. We already know they're on the list. We're going to do our top 5 of the remaining Vikings steals for the past 10 years. Same rules.
Very intriguing.
And Lupagus doesn't know mine. I know his because I had to put it together, but he's got a good list. I will say that our lists are drastically different.
Drastically. Yeah, I had about, I think I looked at it and I had about 8 guys and a couple others I had on the fringe. But these are the 5 I ended up going with.
I bet the guys I have that you don't. Yeah, I mean your guys were. Yeah, let's just do it. So comments, as always, let us know what you would have done differently. But our number 5, and we did these in order from worst to best. So here we go. Number 5, Lupagus goes with Jerick McKinnon. I go with Tyler freaking Conklin.
Conk-a-donk. Yeah, I went with McKinnon. I think he did have some injury issues with the Vikings, but I mean, he's had a long career here in the league. Very productive back when he's called into duty. He's not a primary back. When he gets thrust into action, he does damn well. So Jerick McKinnon, I didn't think he'd have this long of a career, and he's just hanging around.
Yeah, McKinnon was definitely on my list. I went with Conklin. More so 5th round guy, got a big ass contract from the Jets. He could be a starter for a handful of teams in the NFL. And when he came in, I mean, expectations weren't overly high. I love this guy. I loved when we got him. So that's why Conklin makes my list. But McKinnon, I get it. He's a Jet. He did well.
Hell yeah. Yeah. And Conklin, actually, I got to be honest, I oversaw it. I forgot about him.
You forgot about him. You happy? The Jets didn't. They gave him a whole bunch of money, like $22 million.
Yeah, and he's damn good.
All right, here we go. Number 4.
Oh, keep doing that. Oh my
Yeah, we
God, we
got it.
tied.
We did. We
And
did. KJ Osborne. I mean,
again, I mean, it's a great underdog story, especially coming from us. We both wrote this guy off. We thought he'd be cut
wrote him off.
before.
We were rude. We were
Yeah,
very rude.
I think we gave him like a week in the camp that he'd be gonzo. What does he do? He works his ass off, becomes a great number 3 wide receiver for the Vikings, making game-winning plays. That's what he does. He ends ball games, puts the other team out of their misery. He is the dagger. He's KJ Osborne. I think he's gonna have a huge season this year too.
Yeah, and you could argue that he should be actually higher on this list because he's going to make himself some cheddar next year. He deserves to be a number 2 receiver for a lot of teams. So KJ Osborne coming in at 4. Here's where it starts to get a little goofy. Let's go to number 3. Ezra Cleveland and J-Ron Curse.
Yeah, J-Ron Curse was definitely the guy I thought about. I'm surprised you put him on there because you've never been a big J-Ron Curse fan. But I went Ezra Cleveland. I mean, second round pick. You got a average to above average left guard, a guy who actually converted to that position, playing left tackle in college. Damn good pick for the Vikings, who don't always hit on linemen in the draft.
Yeah, and Ezra. So J-Ron Curse, first off, when he left the Vikings, he put out some tweets not very nice to the Vikings. So no, personally, I'm not a fan of J-Ron Curse, but the dude has been ripping shit up in Dallas. He started like 30 games the last 2 years. His PFF scores are through the roof. I wish he was on this team. He's been fantastic in round 7. Are you freaking kidding me? So he's number 3. Ezra Cleveland, he didn't even make my list. And reason being is like, if you were to do that draft over again, I don't think he would have been drafted much higher. I think he still would have been drafted where he went.
Still, second round steal, 43 career starts. Pretty damn good. That's great value there for a second round pick. So can't argue that he's a steal. That's for damn sure.
I just like if they did the draft again, he'd probably go 43 again.
Yeah, there was a lot of good linemen that year. Let's go and see.
I don't know. I mean, it's valid, but let's go to number 2. Kapow!
I did it. I went with the kicker, but let's let you talk Alexander Madison first, which to me seems. I'm curious what your thoughts are on this one.
My thoughts are round 3. Not only like you got McKinnon on here, who's a nice role player. Deserving of the 5th overall selection here. But Madison's our man. He's our starting running back for the future, and we've gotten some very good years out of him before that. So good price, starting running back, round 3. I will absolutely take that. Carlson again. He didn't even make my list because he's a kicker, and it was round 5, and that's actually pretty early for a kicker anyways. So that was my thought.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. So Madison, for me, I'm glad you mentioned this year moving forward because I think that definitely helps your case, put him that high. But he's been a spot player. He's done decent in flashes. He's a steal. He was the last pick around
the future.
3.
They re-signed him. They wanted him.
Last pick around 3 that year, right? That's what he was. We kept trading down. We finally took him. So, I mean, looking forward, absolutely. We'll see what he does as a starter and how long he actually maintains that role. For me, Daniel Carlson, I think he's one of the best kickers in the NFL. Vikings got him in round 5. They didn't give him long enough leash. He would have solved the Vikings kicking problem if they would have just been a little more patient with him, maybe supported him when he had that meltdown in Green Bay. What has he done? Goes to the AFC, goes to the Raiders, and just, hits damn near every kick he makes, and he can hit him from anywhere. So Daniel Big Dick Carlson. Yeah, he's a kicker. 5th round. Steal.
All right. Here we go. Last one, and this is easy. It's Eric Kendricks. Not even close. He should have been on the list. He should have been in like the top 30 of ESPN's list. Shame on you, ESPN. If you were my child, I would send you to the corner. Go think about what you did.
He's just so criminally underrated, and this just shows it again when these kind of articles come out and they don't put Eric Kendricks even in the honorable mentions. I mean, it's bullshit. How detrimental he was to this defense. It wasn't very good there for a couple years, but he was the one piece that was keeping it together. Harrison Smith, I think he was hurt a little bit. Eric Kendricks steps up. He becomes leader of this defense, making plays all over the damn field, literally putting his heart and soul out there every single week, doing everything he can. He's dropping into coverage, swatting down balls, coming up, making sacks, forcing fumbles. He was the heart there for quite a while for the Vikings defense. So damn good and still so underrated. I hope he has a couple good years over there in Los Angeles with the Chargers.
Oh, he's gonna. I can't wait. So here's our list one more time. Let us know what you think. I love the fact that it's very, very different, mostly different. But there was some, looking back, it's always fun to look back at these drafts. You see guys like Drew Samia, Pat Elflein, Willie Beavers, these guys, TJ Clem, the guys he thought would just be fantastic steals, full-blown turds. But there was like Shamar Stephan, Odenabo. There were some guys that were very worth.
And, DJ Wan was another guy I considered. I think he's got like 13 career sacks, great role player, good edge rusher. So there was definitely some names that were close, almost made the list, but didn't quite do it.
Bucky Hodges didn't make the list, I'll tell you that much.
Real piece of shit, that Bucky Hodges.
Well, you know what? Yeah, he was. He's up with their J-Ron Curse. Wasn't a big fan, but let us know. Comments below. That's our list. And again, we'll be back live tomorrow, Thursday night, baby.
Finally closing out June with a horned up. What other way to send the first month of summer out? And remember this, guys. Jim Harbaugh had more career rushing yards than Bo Jackson.